pronounce her name?
Zia.
Yeah.
I use this name.
Okay, here we go, folks. We've got a new man. You're from where?
I'm from Pakistan.
And your name is Zia, right?
Yes, my name is Zia al-Masih.
Al-Masih. What does that mean?
That means light of Jesus.
Light of Jesus, the Messiah. Al-Masih.
Yeah.
Light of the Messiah.
Light of the Messiah.
And you love the Messiah.
I love.
And you love Jesus.
I love Jesus.
And you love the fact that he sacrificed for you.
Of course, I love.
On the cross, did he not?
Yeah, he did.
But there's another sacrifice that you want to talk about.
Yeah.
And what is that sacrifice? Go ahead, tell these good folks.
That is the sacrifice Muslims are celebrating today by the name of Eid al-Adha, but there is no term present in Quran.
Hold on. Explain what that means.
That means a sacrificial Eid. Sacrificial festival, a festival for sacrifice. But in Quran, there is no term Eid al-Adha, not in a hadith. It's totally a man-made festival.
They're saying Eid al-Adha, which every Muslim has to follow.
Yeah.
The great sacrifice is not in the Quran.
Not in the Quran.
Yet that is the word of God.
Allah never said to sacrifice the animal. Trying to use for Eid al-Adha to sacrifice the animals, they are all ambiguous.
And they're ambiguous.
Ambiguous.
So these are things that have been added at a later date.
Yeah.
Because they're not in their word of God.
Not word of God. They're using Nahar, they're using Nuski, but these all doesn't represent the sacrifice of animals.
Sacrifice animals.
Yeah.
That's what every Muslim has to do.
They have no clear command to sacrifice animals.
Wait, aren't they supposed to be following what Abraham did with, they believe, Ishmael?
Yeah, but they're using this hadith that is
okay, explain
sunnah.
Hadith to these good people.
Yeah. It's they explain this hadith.
No, what does Hadith mean?
That hadith means that the Prophet once time, he told to his companion.
So it's the sayings of the Prophet.
Yeah, I'm doing sacrifice because of the sunnah of your father Abraham.
Because the practice or the example of your father
but that
Abraham.
Hadith is totally a weak.
Which hadith is this?
That this sacrifice is not a sunnah of Ibrahim.
Sunnah of what the name of the hadith?
This is from Ibn Majah.
Majah.
Ibn
well, he's
Majah.
one of the 6 major hadith compilers.
Yeah, and that hadith book is already a weak book.
Okay, so it's not Al-Bukhari, it's not Sahih Muslim, it's all not Tirmidhi, it's one of the weaker ones, Majah, like Nisai.
So that's mean there is no commandment to follow the Ibrahim and do the sacrifice.
So this has come on in a later date.
Yes.
And you have a problem with that.
Yeah, I have a problem that when they asked us why you are celebrating your festival and their both Eids are not present in Quran and Hadith, even the word Eid al-Adha, Eid al-Fitr, the terms are not present in Quran, not present in Hadith. These terms not present at all.
So where do they get authority for it?
They just want to eat the meat. They want to celebrate the meat celebration only, meat consumption. Because they want to slaughter and they want to organize and just to slaughtering.
Slaughtering the goat.
Yeah.
Speak to that.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting? See, where is this all taking place? Where is Abraham doing this?
Abraham was doing something very different. They have no concern with them.
Where is he doing this?
He was, according to them, they said he was doing it in Mana.
But where exactly in Mana?
But all the...
Where was Abraham living?
He lived over there in
Mecca. Okay, because he built some Masjid al-Haram.
Yeah.
He was there with Ishmael, rebuilding the Masjid al-Haram.
Yeah.
So already I have a problem with that as well.
Yeah.
How could he be sacrificing in a place called Mecca when that's 1,000 miles further south when where Abraham lived.
He can't come.
So there's a historical problem, there's a geographical problem with that, and you're saying a textual problem because it's not even in the Quran. It's not even in Al-Bukhari or Sahih Muslim or Tirmidhi, it's in Majah.
No.
Very weak.
The Quran only talk about one Eid, and that is related to Jesus, Eid al-Adha.
Ah, that's interesting.
So that
Is that in the Quran?
yes, Jesus said, "I am the bread," and that Eid name is Eid al-Adha.
And where do you find that?
It's in the Quran.
Well, what chapter, what verse?
It's in Surah Maida that Jesus provided the table
The table, that's chapter 5.
yeah, that's a point. And Jesus provided miraculously from the heaven, and it is written in Quran. We want to celebrate this Eid, Eid al-Adha.
Which is the, go ahead and define what it is.
This is related to Jesus.
How do you know? What does Eid al-Adha mean?
Eid al-Adha means the Eid of the festival of eating, you can say, the table of Eid.
The table of feast.
Yeah, table of feast.
Which comes from
So
Judaism.
I believe the Muslims should celebrate Eid al-Adha
And not Eid al-Adha.
and not Eid al-Adha, not Eid al-Fitr, but as this Eid is related to Jesus Christ, so they are jealous.
They don't want to do it because obviously that would mean the Christians are correct.
Yeah.
That would mean Jesus is correct.
And you know, Jesus said, "I am the bread."
He is the bread.
So he is the Maida.
He is the Maida. Okay,
So
I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
I got
So
it.
this is my point. If you people have any question, I'm here.
Come down, look at him. Zaire will answer your question. God bless you, Zaire, for walking on. So Jesus is much more important than the Eid al-Adha.
Yeah.
Maida is much more important. We want to go back to that. It's in the Quran. Eid al-Adha is not in the Quran.
Jesus
If it's such a great, why is it not in the Quran?
Jesus said, "I am the bread from heaven."
Gotcha.
So that is the Maida.
Come on back to Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus! Thank you so much for bringing it back.